They will face a stiff challenge in the Detroit Lions, led by NFL rushing leader Barry Sanders. The inconsistent Lions played one of their best games last week against Tampa Bay and hope to win 2 in a row for the first time this year. The Pontiac Silverdome on a perfect day in the Midwest, but it doesn't really matter because it's always perfect inside the dome. The Detroit Lions entertain the New York Giants. Both of them have 4-3 records, both of them thinking about playoffs. Pat Summerall here with John Madden, and 4-3 and 3 in a row for the Giants. It doesn't seem quite right to be saying that, but if that's the way it is, both teams have new head coaches. Bobby Ross here in Detroit, left San Diego, came here. Jim Fassel in New York. And they both have their teams on the road to success. And John, how have they brought that about?
Well, I think they're both doing a very good job because they, usually when a job is open, it's because the other guy failed and the other team was bad, and that's what happened in both of these cases. And they knew that they had to bring self-esteem to their teams, and they've both done that. In Detroit, I think Bobby Ross did it by realizing, okay, what do I have here? I have Barry Sanders and I have Herman Moore. So I got to run it with Barry and I got to throw it to Herman Moore. Barry Sanders is a leading rusher now in the NFL. Herman Moore is a leading receiver. I think Jim Fassel realized that he doesn't have a lot of great players over there, so if they're going to do it, they have to do it as a team. They have to do it with speed. They have to do it with defense, gang tackling, all those types of things.
More immediacy. How are they going to approach today's game? How are the Giants approaching this game against Detroit?
Well, first of all, they're starting Danny Cannell, the second-year guy, starting his second game. And you know that anytime you have a young quarterback, you have to give him help. So the best help you can give him is a good running game. So they have to establish that with their big offensive line. And then on defense, that's where they're going to have their problems, because you say, we got to stop Barry Sanders. Well, you don't stop Barry Sanders. You try and control, contain him. Then when you get that done, then you can go after Scott Mitchell, and then you can cover Herman Moore.
And Bobby Ross in Detroit, how do they approach this?
Well, he knows that the thing that he has to be able to do is just keep feeding the ball to Barry Sanders, because Barry Sanders doesn't gain a lot of yards on every play, but you just have to stay with him, keep feeding the ball, because he really is the man. And then on defense, I think that's where they're going to have their problem, because they are an undersized defensive team. Can they hold up to that big offensive line of the Giants?
It'll be a challenge, no question about it. And coming up, it's the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions from Pontiac Silverdome. John and I'll be back for the opening kickoff when Fox NFL Sunday continues. The Detroit offense, Scott Mitchell, big 6'6", and in front of him a rather smallish offensive line, Compton, Semple, Glover, Hardings, and Tharp. Barry Sanders, the great one, Tommy Vardell, the two running backs, Morton and Moore wide, and Pete Metzelaars, covered by Felipe Sparks. The Giants defense, Bratsky, Hamilton, Harris, and Strahan up front, Miller, Widmer, and Armstead, the linebackers. And the secondary, the two good cornerbacks, Sehorn and Sparks, the two safety men who are also very good, Wooten and Sanders. Is big, no question about it. Three wide receivers, this is Barry Sanders. Taken down in the backfield for Detroit. Mitchell back to throw, under pressure, and down he goes. The Giants, led by Robert Harris, take him down inside the 10-yard line. The Giants hurry out of the huddle and get started in a hurry. And Cannell drops. Pass is caught by Chris Callaway. He gets into Detroit territory. Let's look at the Giant offense more closely. Cannell started last week against Arizona. Earned his first win in his first start. The huge offensive line, Oben, Bishop, Scott Stone, and Scott Gregg. Wheatley, Way, Callaway, and Kevin Alexander, the wide receivers. Howard Cross, the tight end.
A lot of shotgun, where the quarterback is back in the backfield more, I think, than anyone else in the league right now.
Callaway on the move. Cannell fires high. Intended for Alexander. And the Giants too far away for a field goal attempt. Will have to punt.
But he was 3 yards short of the first down. There's some gloves or something on that field. Someone lost some equipment right there.
Yeah.
Some equipment. Some man's equipment out there.
Left his glove. Jets punt. The Giants take it out of bounds. Toomer.
He said even though he's been playing here all these years and knows it, you still have to concentrate more here than any place.
That's not making excuses for Pierce, but here's Cannell. He gets it outside to Eric Pegram, and Pegram, still on his feet, spins into Lion territory.
Yeah, now that's the way to run. Now we're talking. I mean, right now.
He's been back and been under pressure for a long time. A lot of times there's the same pass. It's picked off this time. Van Malone fumbles, and the Giants appear to have it back. They do. Malone made the interception. Charles Way made the recovery.
And there's a penalty back here, too, Pat. I think they hit Danny Cannell after he threw the ball. I think there's going to be a roughness penalty. Just sitting back there as a safety.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 93. Tack it on at the end of the play. Half the distance to the goal. First down, New York.
Here you see Aaron Pierce going down on that seam route. It was just a little deep. You see the interception there. And then you see now the ball is knocked out. In fact, the ball was knocked out by his own man. Mark Carrier came out and knocked the ball out of there before he went down.
Way made the recovery. They add the penalty, so it's first and goal at the 8. Tyrone Wheatley inside the 5.
He just got right in there behind Greg Bishop and Roman Oben. They're passing down. They have to pass here.
2 tight ends. Here's Cannell. Howard Cross gets the touchdown from Cannell.
Now, we were just saying they had to pass. Danny Cannell did pass, and he passed to the guy who doesn't catch a heck of a lot of passes. We talk about that offensive line and Howard Cross being a part of it. That
by Daniel Iso. And the Giants lead at 7-0 in the first quarter. Russell said we need to capture him, not kill him. Here's Barry Sanders up to about the 24.
The fourth quarter, the entire game.
He emphasized we've got to be patient. We've got to keep giving him the ball, like you said. Barry Sanders. And the little creases he can get through that nobody else can. Out of bounds at the Giant 39. Boy, is that ever vintage Barry Sanders.
And that's the example of it. Here they just have Corey Schlesinger is going to give him a lead. You see the fullback here? He starts on the other side. He gives him that block right there on Felipe Sparks, and that's the block to freedom.
The block by Vardell.
Watch, Vardell is right here. He's going to come across, and right there he kicks out Felipe Sparks. But it was a terrible looking time.
Here comes a corner blitz. Mitchell gets rid of it to Herman Moore. A gain of about 9. And 2 on the Giant 31. That's Vardell, the fullback. This is a new look Lions offense.
They are now with Vardell being the lead or fullback.
And here's Sanders. Try to cut back. Corey Miller made the stop almost by himself. That's rare.
That's when you have to worry about taking an aggressive tackle shot at a Barry Sanders.
3 wide receivers fumbled on the exchange. The Giants, I believe, have it. They're all pointing in that direction. The Lion defensive unit is headed on the field. Showing blitz. Now they back out of it. It's 4-man rush to get the ball out to Charles Way, and Way will get a Giant first down. Good effort. Stephen Boyd made the stop.
Guys.
Cannell goes back in the shotgun again with a back on each side. The Lions show blitz. 1 man comes clean. Cannell threw it away, and then is there a flag? No flag.
And that 1 man coming free was Luther Ellis.
This might be the down they do it. Up the middle to Herman Moore, and Moore will get a Detroit first down. They do things with Moore that in previous years they didn't do. First and 10. Mitchell rolls after the fake to Sanders. Pass is caught by Johnny Morton. Coming across from the opposite side, all the way across.
Ball off over Keith Hamilton.
3rd and 6, 3 wide receivers for Detroit. Morton.
Oh, they didn't know what to call it. They still didn't call it.
Catch.
Oh, did they know that they got both feet down? Let's watch Johnny Morton there.
You got a knee. A knee equals 2 feet. Is
Yeah,
that right?
one knee does equal 2 feet. He got one knee down and then the 2 feet. Yeah, so he did. I guess both feet were in there, and some walls to stop you.
Here's Mitchell to Moore. Inside the 10 to about the 8. Perfect strike from Scott Mitchell to Herman Moore.
And for Herman Moore to do something else other than run the slant.
Sanders to the 5. Mitchell rolling to his left, looking, and now he's going back the other way. Mitchell is a good athlete. Stayed forever at the dance. No, he's out of the end zone. Didn't get him down. That's Boyd.
Sparks has good coverage on him. Here's the end of the play, and you're going to see that he's that's awfully close. But watch, that right foot is on the line. It's out of bounds.
He's on the board. Hanson's kick is good, and that makes it 7 for the Giants, and the Lions 3. We're in the second quarter.
That was a heck of a lot of fun.
Canal scrambles. Flung it in the direction of Pegram right at the last second to avoid the sack. It's a better kick. Milburn at the 30. He is hit hard at the 40. I mean, I heard it all the way up here.
Well, there's some good hitting out there today.
Mitchell waved to somebody, but nobody moved. He gets it out to Vardell. Vardell. 2nd and 4. That's Barry Sanders. That's a first down for Detroit at the Giant 45.
Receiver, so he did.
Sanders just flipped as he started to see some daylight.
By a wide receiver.
2nd and 4. Sanders finds some daylight. To the 22.
I don't care. He's amazing.
He really is.
You could say, you can say he could move this way, he could move that way, but how do you tackle something like this? I mean, you got to take on blockers, and then look. I mean, he sees everything. He's looking at a guy. He's putting a move on everyone. He's cutting back. He has vision. He has feel. He has everything. All his movements are going on alignment, a linebacker, and a defensive back to make a move on.
Here's Mitchell back to throw. Schlesinger inside the 10 to about the 7. And they all play for the Huskers. Here's Sanders. Darting, jumping, and he's on. He's in the end zone.
Now watch what he does with the ball. He just hands it to the official. I mean, this is class. I mean, you got guys jumping around and you got guys doing dances and stuff. Well, going to be back again.
And he will be.
Watch his move. I mean, he gets the ball. He's making moves on moves. I mean, he's jumping and going. And there's poor old Tito Wooten. That's the second time Tito Wooten has missed him big. Barry Sanders will
take the lead.
Barry's the best, simply the best that ever played the game. What he lacked in stature, he makes up in quickness and ability.
If you got a knee problem, Barry, he might put you out.
The guy has the greatest acceleration that I've ever seen.
Let's see. If it was easy to bring him down, he wouldn't have so many yards, now would he?
Play this out and not let the Giants get the ball back.
Here's Mitchell back to throw. Going to be chased out of the pocket. Held on for a moment. Now slides and goes out of bounds.
He didn't get out of bounds.
Out of bounds. The clock still runs.
I don't know that he wanted to get out of bounds anyway.
I don't think he should have.
I mean, I would think that you would want to keep the clock going if you're Detroit. He went to the University of Utah with Jim Fossil.
He was an all-state baseball player, an all-state basketball player as well. And Fossil didn't think he even had a chance. The pass is incomplete. That stops the clock. Tommy Boyd, the intended receiver. Let's go down now to the sidelines to our reporter, Jennifer Hammond.
Conscious as he went by, licking his lips, although we didn't see a whole lot of movement from his limbs, so we'll keep word from you to find out how they're going to transport him and deal with his injury. Back upstairs to you.
Harry Colon was the player.
For all those years, never did again.
Well, Cannell, of course, got used to it when he was in college at Florida State. The reception, well, it was not a reception. The officials have said incomplete. Now is with the Knicks. He was only 1 year. This is Pegram. Close to a first down. Luther Ellis made the stop. He thinks is going to blitz. Blitz didn't come. They get the screen pass. They get it to Pegram, and Pegram doesn't get out of bounds. It doesn't come near. And you come out with 52.
52. More than 70 yards.
Yeah.
53.
They're calling it 52, but it's 52 and a half, and this one plenty far enough. And it's good. And that evens things up at 10 apiece. The Lions 10, and Fox NFL Sunday will continue with the Dockers Khakis halftime report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. On Jim Brown.
First of all, he's great. You know, he has tremendous tools and a great warrior. No doubt about it. We don't compare him. He's just great. Secondly, he has a father that is highly intelligent, a new breed of African-American father. His father keeps him balanced. Barry is a gentleman. He plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. His father keeps him balanced by giving respect to me, giving respect to our era, giving respect to family concept.
He was a man playing with kids. You know, he did basically what he wanted to do, and he's the most dominating player to ever play. And so I have a great deal of respect for him, and I was fortunate enough to meet him a few years ago in a preseason game. And yeah, it was a big honor.
First half statistics. 87 yards rushing by the Lions, most of it by number 20.
And then the Giants have more pass yards. Giants had 1 turnover. The Lions had 2. Then the Giants got 7 of their points off one of those Lion turnovers, and time of possession 14 and 16, and everything in the stats are pretty close.
2 tight end setup. Cannell gives to Way. And Charles Way gets some running room and gets out to about the 25-yard line and up for a first down.
Big clock on him.
4 wide receivers. Cannell pointing out the protection he'd like. Let's see if he gets it.
Any.
No.
See, that's the thing. They can't handle that 3rd and long. It's these big linemen can't get up, or whether they're too quick, or the stunts, or or all of the above. Every time Danny Cannell gets.
Scott Mitchell with Barry Sanders behind him and 2 tight ends. Handoff Sanders. Starts up the middle and then wheels to his left, is taken out by Chad Bratsky.
It started. Barry Sanders gets started. We can't stop him. But if we can get him before it gets started, we have a little chance.
Here's Mitchell back to throw. Gets the ball to Sanders, who is down and gets back up and gets out to the 30, just over the 30. Whitmer made the stop.
Yeah, how can a bar even hold it? I mean, if you have 580 pounds on a bar, that's a bent bar.
Vardell tried for the first down. I'm not sure that he got it. And the whole thing will be redone.
And now Toomer ought to get a better return on this one. A better field position.
Not as good a kick, and they certainly will. Toomer's still on his feet. Still on his feet. Amani Toomer's in the end zone.
Do you see the difference that time? He didn't go out of bounds. He got on the sideline. He cut back, and I believe if more players would cut back, they would get more touchdowns, just like Amani Toomer did on that one. Going out of bounds, he just cuts it back in. You see, he's coming right up here. He gets a little block there. Then he cuts back in. Now he goes out to the sideline, but don't go out of bounds now. And now just cut back right here. You see it.
The Giants 17, Detroit 10. Turned by Amani Toomer. The first punt return for a touchdown since last year when the same guy did it against Philadelphia. Pontiac Silverdome.
Giants are in that bear defense again.
The pass is complete to Johnny Morton, and Morton gets into Giant territory. This is that pass he throws where he throws the ball behind him. He stops and the defender doesn't.
Yeah, because Felipe Sparks is right there. See, and Morton goes like he's going to run a fade, and they call this a fade stop. And then Morton can stop because he's looking back. He can stop.
Morton was man in motion. Here's Mitchell. Pass deflected, intended for Herman Moore. Jesse Armstead back to get a hand on it. Barry Sanders, excuse me, here's the deflection.
Yeah,
deflection.
He's a good athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good against the run. He's good against the pass. Jesse Armstead is one of those guys that, over the years, just seems like has come up with a lot of good plays. But
Barry will be back. Flag on the play. Here's Mitchell, free play. Pass is caught by Moore. That's enough for the first down.
And then he used it.
Mitchell on the roll. Fires in the middle.
Boy, that was a heck of a fake. That was a bootleg, but you can't pass protect long enough in this league.
And the threat of the run is what makes it. Mitchell. No flag.
Oh, that should have been a flag because Michael Strahan had him.
Yep.
Automatic first down.
Oh, that's a bad call.
That's a big one.
They didn't give it to Strahan, and then instead they called it against a holding against the Giant defense. Watch this. You see, he has him there, and he throws the ball away to avoid a sack. Pace also.
Third down. Mitchell straight back this time. Incomplete. Didn't have it. Has hit once from 22. This one from 28. His 28-yarder is good. It's 17-13. The Giants still lead. We're in the third quarter at the Silverdome in Detroit.
They're not going to see him here today because the game's blacked out in Detroit.
Yeah. 4 wide receiver set up for the Giants, 3rd and 8. The Lions show a blitz. Cannell comes out. He's hit just as he lets it go, and lets it go a strike to Amani Toomer.
Foul it up. Don't do anything stupid, and Danny has him.
2nd and 7. That's Charles Way, and he's got the first down. And all of a sudden, Charles Way is turned into the clutch back. About 250 pounds. And there he goes again. And he just sort of shuffles along and keeps going, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that's not a bad way to go. You don't take those long and went out. I don't like that part of the deal.
Eric Wayne. But that's Wheatley. And Wheatley gets enough for Giant first downs.
Seem to get into it to establish who's tougher than whom.
Well, they start bumping each other right inside that 5-yard zone.
Listen to this crowd now.
Yeah. Cannell going deep for Toomer. Incomplete. And no flag. with Maynard holding. No question but what he's got enough leg. And no question but that he's straight enough today. 1 from 52, 1 from 47. And the Giant leads increased to 20-13. Mitchell back to throw. Or so he thought. Hit down by Robert Harris.
Boy, did Robert Harris bring everything there. Looked like.
Second and 15, Mitchell. Incomplete.
Good.
I'm sure the Giants think just that. And it is Herman Moore. And that's enough for the first down. It's high. It's where he likes it.
And Mitchell just threw it right into that big pile, into that big circle.
It's 3rd and 10. Mitchell drops. Has Vardell down to the 31-yard line.
Watch him come back. Vardell is a back. He's going to be coming right down here, and he just runs that seam pattern. Remember the one that for years that Mark Bavaro for the Giants ran as a tight end pattern? He ran that as a fullback right out of the backfield, and you just run straight up the seam, and you hit the
3 wide receiver. But the handoff is to Sanders. Sanders to about the 26.
Has taken over this game, and at some point you have to take it over and dominate it, and then you win it. But in this case, neither team has taken the game over. And of all the players when he came here, his biggest surprise was Sam Garnes, who's a rookie. Said the second biggest surprise was Corey Widmer, his middle linebacker. And
safety man. Here's Mitchell back to throw. To Moore. That's enough for the first.
I think when you get on the passing down and they need a play, you know that they're going to go to Herman Moore, and I think you have to get someone out on, and you have to hit him right on the line of scrimmage. Jason Sehorn, anytime they've come to his side, he's handled it.
Here's Mitchell. Swings it outside to Sanders. Sanders inside the 5 to the 4. Jason Sehorn made the stop. The 4 to tie things up. Mitchell fake to Sanders, fires, touchdown. Johnny Morton. 5 left. Here again, the touchdown pass from Mitchell to Morton.
Again, it starts with a bootleg, and you make a good fake because everyone's keying here. You see they want to fake to Barry Sanders. Now look what that does to the defense. It brings them all here, but here's the guy who has the ball right here. Now he's able to come out here with the option. Look at the time that he has and the vision that he has, and he can find Johnny Morton or anyone in the back of the end zone. Here's Johnny Morton. He starts on the right side. He's running all the way across. He's open all the way. Scott Mitchell, after that fake, sees Johnny Morton and hits him for the touchdown.
I'm not sure they necessarily agree. Yes, they do. Pegram takes the draw play.
I think they agree, but they just want to do it in a different way. And if they don't, I think that Detroit should take one.
Cannell. They don't get a first down.
Yeah, I don't know. The Giants are taking a timeout. I don't think they'd want a timeout there in that situation.
Too tight end. Pitches back to Wheatley. And Wheatley is stopped short of the first down, and now the Lions quickly call a timeout.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Giants took a timeout before that play and then for overtime.
They're going to let it run out. And there's the overtime rules. A coin toss will determine the possession. There's 1 15-minute quarter. 2 timeouts for each team, and the first team to score wins it. So the coin toss, although they say it's so important, if you look at the breakdowns over the years, it's about half and half.
Who's going to call the toss? Who's going to call it?
Visiting team calls it.
Call it in the air, please. Tails. Tails he calls. It is a tail. You've won the toss. Step over here, please. You're the only one They will receive. Good luck, man.
First down, Giants. Cannell back to throw. Out to Howard Cross, who gets outside the 25 to about the 27. Appears to be changing the play. And the handoff is to his fullback, Charles Way, and Way hammers for the first down. First and 10, 20-20 to score. The line of scrimmage at 31-yard line. Here's Cannell. To Way, who makes the catch. There's a flag on the play, but Way's headed for the end zone. Flag on the play. I beg your pardon. It's Callaway, not Way. There's a flag on the play, but Chris Callaway.
Holding, 31 defense. Penalty is declined.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. The game's over. The Giants won. Isn't that something?
Now they have to kick the extra point, right?
No, they don't.
They don't?
Not in overtime. Yeah, in regular time you have to kick the extra point. In overtime you don't have to kick the extra point because it's sudden death. The first team to score wins, and the first score is a touchdown. Here's Callaway right here, and you see he makes an out-and-out move right there, and this ball by Danny Cannell is perfectly thrown.
68 yards, the touchdown pass.
Corey Raymond was on him, and Corey Raymond looked like he went to tackle him, and I think that's the holding penalty. But it would have been a touchdown anyway. Look, a little play pass. Danny Cannell throws a perfect pass here to Chris Callaway. He gets behind Corey Raymond, who tries to tackle him. He scores. The game is over. The Giants are in first place in the Eastern Division.
And that play of the game is brought to you by Energizer.
Look at this in a time like this.
26-20.